Hello guys, today I am discussing on ITSM for SEM 1. This is Information Systems for Manager. So the first question is about this company who wants to install IT infra in their organization. So here what you have to do is, in the introduction part you have to define what is IT infrastructure. So IT infrastructure includes everything which is with regards to your computer systems in the office. So it would include hardware, software, networking, the places, the premises, a lot more things. So yeah, this is what you have to mention in the introduction. Then in the concept part you have to mention about the need of infrastructure, the IT infrastructure. So over here the different points that can be mentioned are beating with the competitors infrastructure. Then there is giving a security and continuous assets support to the entire organization. Then there is data driven choices. Then there is help to employees enhancing their productivity and their experience. So these are some of the needs what I have mentioned. You can Google search, you will get a lot of details that why IT infrastructure is needed in a company. You have to elaborate on these points, and post that you have to write about the different challenges that would be faced. So challenges can be every day. The point over which I have mentioned is increasing complexity day by day. The technology keeps on improving, and there is complexity which comes in the organization. Then there is demand for more availability and security. Then there is lack of integration and vendor freedom. uh, so yes, there are many such points. Also there is, say, education to the employees. You have to educate your employees on the usage of IT and hardwares and the softwares. So yes, you can mention these points, and then in the conclusion part mention about what are the benefits of IT infrastructure which a company would get after having a proper infrastructure in the organization. Moving to second point, it's about different types of data types. So here you have to define, basically data types is used in management information systems. So first you define what is management information systems, how is it used. Also the same thing as I mentioned in the first question. MIS is basically, it uses your hardware, your software, people, and the different processes which are there in the organization, which is automized. So you have to mention about this, and then you have to mention about the primary and secondary data types. So basically you do over here is you mention about the structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. Post that you define about the different types of MISs which can be used, which is DSS, that is decision support system, knowledge driven support system, model driven support system, data driven support system. So these are the points you can mention. You can also mention about communication driven support system, document driven support system. And then you talk about the database types, that is the different kinds of data that can be stored in a MIS, which would include, say, integers, characters, string, floating points, clusters, varchar. It is varchar, yeah. And yeah, these are the points what you can mention. And then in the conclusion part you mention about what is the benefit that a company would get after installation of MISs and utilizing the structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data along with the entire data types. Moving to third question. The third question is about BYOD, that is bring your own device. Now BYOD is basically where a company allows you to use your own device, say your laptop or your mobile phone, for official purpose. So here you have to define the three levels of BYOD. So BYOD is where uh, employees at different level utilizing their own device in order to perform their day-to-day official work. So it can be The three levels are access to non-sensitive systems and data only. So over here, this is the employee gets the access only to non-sensitive data. He cannot save the data, or he cannot download the data. Then there is access to sensitive data with IT controls over the personal devices. So basically, you get an access to the sensitive data of the organization as an employee, but it is only to view. You cannot download the data. And the third is access to sensitive data without any abilities to store the data on the personal device. So these are the points you mention in the concept part, and then you mention in the conclusion about how BYOD is beneficial to any of the to the company as well as to the employees. Moving to third B, in third B again, you have to mention about the advantages and disadvantages of BYOD. So in the introduction, same what is BYOD, you have to just write in different words. Then you mention about the two pros and cons, that is, if a person is using his own device, then there is no training that is required for the company. It increases the productivity, it reduces the cost of the company, and lot more things you can mention. In the cons, you can mention about difficult in data retrieval. So suppose if a person gets access to the data, it is difficult to retrieve it back. Legal issues, control over the data, and there are many other points. You can Google search, will get the details. And in the conclusion part, you mention benefits of BYOD, how it is beneficial, same as I said it for the above question. So this is how you can complete the ITSM assignment. Thank you and best of luck.